All right, man. What's going on, YouTube, man? Look, appreciate y'all helping your boy out technically, because you may be now seeing it. But it's okay. Third episode. We still got to go through all the kinks of how this will be moving forward. So we'll start it officially on the first game, which will be on the 22nd against the Hawks. So we're gonna have fun with that one. But now let's go through the third installment of how to navigate this situation, if you will. So first, a little bit backstory. Why did my baby boy ask me about it? I told him about this. He said, "Hey, what's it called?" I put it on the little TV, let him see it, right? Episode one. First words out of his mouth. I'm talking about not even 5 seconds in. Oh my God, the quality. Look at the video. Hey, first of all, I'm not trying to become a YouTuber. I'm not trying to get all this fancy fly stuff. Oh, yeah, never mind. My wife's talking about that. I'll tell you in a second. So I'm not trying to do all that fancy stuff. All I'm trying to do is get suggestions from native Torontoers or Torontans or whatever they call about places that I haven't seen on the internet. 6 million people, so much stuff to do. Every single TikTok, YouTube, internet search, all of it got 12 things. I'm like, I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's the things to catch. Anyway, let me get off the tip. So my son ate me alive. He was like, you don't have a picture for your name. And I was like, okay. He's like, I'm gonna put one on there. "Oh, okay. He's like, you don't have this. I'm like, okay. He's like, you got to do this. So here very soon, I think he's gonna be my cameraman. He said his iPhone looks better than this. I said, all right, well, I don't know how to set it up. So if it changes from that aspect, I just want you to know that was him. Side note, if any of his little buddies is watching this, please, please tell him his dad is lame and he reminds them of his dad. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, cool. Next thing. So because I'm sitting so close to the camera, because I got this little laptop and I'm doing this, my wife was like, "You can see the screen in your glasses." Okay. All right. Yeah. Like I'm again, just trying to get suggestions. She was like, "You should probably not do that, or maybe pull back, or this or that." I was like, "Bro, whole family annihilating me over a YouTube channel that I'm just trying to. I'm not trying to ball out. I'm not trying to. Hey, I don't even want to make no money off this. I want suggestions, help you boy out." So that being said, I ain't gonna wear the glasses this time. If it looks a little bit crisper, it's because my son's making me do it. Hey, but the thing I won't do, he was like, "Yo, give me 6 hours of editing and I can do this and that." I said, "No, we got to record an hour before the game, post it 15 minutes before the game starts." He was like, "What? Bro, you don't, that's not enough time." I said, "I know. I just want to record it and post it." So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's get off of that. Let's get on to the next topic of so we were talking about how 10 minutes is gonna be for an attraction slash something to do, whatever. 10 minutes is gonna be about a restaurant, different segments. Talked about that in the last episode. And then 10 minutes is gonna be on the game at hand because these always come out right before the game, right? So we may switch them around how we do them. Like I may talk about the game the first time, maybe talk about the food the first time, maybe the attraction the first time. But we'll figure that out as we go. Now, to the part that's important, the way the attractions are going to break down, so that we're not talking about just any and everything that's happening. Each time I talk about one, we'll put it under a certain type of segment. So the first segment is going to be Toronto family attractions. When I say family, just so you know, I don't know what you mean when you say family. When I say family, I'm talking about a 44-year-old man with a 41-year-old woman, with a 14-year-old boy and a 13-year-old girl, and what they would all maybe like. Again, it's a maybe. So I don't know if y'all got this in Toronto, but like Dave and Buster's, main event, you probably don't have either one of them. Some place that has arcades and skee ball and laser tag and adults sizes can go and kid sizes. That's a family attraction. A family attraction would also be like, I'm gonna say the zoo is a family attraction because really, the adults go to kind of enjoy the nature of it. The kids go to see animals. So it's a two for the adults and the kids could like it. So there's gonna be the things like that. Those the things that they pull up. So the things that I hope you don't tell me about and we'll talk about later, but I'll just give you that as an example. I think the CN Tower is a family thing. It's about heights, being really high, being able to look at the city, Me and my wife may like the skyline. My kids gonna be like, "Whoa, the floor is glass," stuff like that. So I would call that a family attraction. That's one segment. The other segment of it is going to be Toronto kid attraction. All right, again, 14-year-old, 13-year-old. If you got something for like a 7, 8-year-old or your 8-year-old enjoyed it, hey, still throw it in there because we may, my kids are still kids. Hey, I'm still a goofball, so we still may like it. But that's stuff like children's museums, uh, maybe like what's that place called? Chuck E. Cheese or something like Chuck E. Cheese. Y'all probably don't have Chuck E. Cheese. Honestly, listen, I'm not trying to disrespect Canada. I don't know it. Can't wait to figure it out. So when I'm naming stuff that I know's in the States, if it's not there, hey, let me know my let me know my. So yeah, I'm thinking that. So like kiddish stuff, you know, 3 years old to like maybe 15, 16. Not whenever they think they super grown and I don't watch cartoons anymore. Okay, buddy. Yeah, whatever you say. So that'd be kid attractions where you like, I didn't really have fun. My kids loved it. And we enjoyed like mirror mazes and stuff like that where I don't want to walk in no maze of mirrors or no cornfield of maze or whatever. My kids want to figure out how to get through it and stuff like that. I call that a kid attraction. So the next segment is Toronto pet friendly attractions, which could fall under kid, could fall under family, could fall under a lot of stuff. I just know there's like um a fountain with dogs spitting in it, and I still ain't found out what park that's at, but that looks like a pet friendly attraction that my dog is gonna have fun looking at that. We gonna have fun staring at that. I guess you could call it kid thing too, because little puppies and whatnot, but it still falls under the pet friendly. I can bring my four-legged buddy with me. My four-legged buddy is 80 pounds, and I don't know what that is in kilograms. You're right. But, whatever 80 pounds is in kilograms, that's what he is. And, let's make sure it's not a puppy and a dog in a purse type of attraction because my boy he does make people nervous, but at the same time he's fun loving. I don't think he barks at all. Like he don't bark at cats, birds. He don't bark. It's just not in his DNA. He may do a little like, hey, what you doing? But he cool. He cool, cool. All right. And then the last one is Toronto sightseeing attractions. They don't have to be free, but it's all about the eyeballs on it. So there's a graffiti alley or something like that. That's sightseeing. You just check it out. Um, any park that got a cool monument, any statues that like really tell about the history of Toronto, that type of stuff. Those are sightseeing things where you just walk by and check it out. I heard y'all got a Canada Walk of Fame, a Hall of Fame, or star. There's one in LA, got like stars of people and stuff like that. I heard there's a Canadian version of that. So that's a sightseer, unless it's not, and it's not outside or whatever. But those are the type of things where the pet friendly can mix with the sightseeing, because most pet friendly stuff is some outdoorsy stuff. But I don't know Toronto. Toronto may not have those city ordinances like we have around here, where it's like, yo, your dog can't go in here, there, or there. Now, when we get over to the restaurants, if there's a pet friendly place, it still needs to fall within the segments that we talked about in the last episode. So I'm just throwing that out there. All right. So another example is like on the Toronto Islands, there's a amusement park. If they got a Ferris wheel, spinning teacups, and that's it, hey, that's a kid attraction. If they got 80-mile-an-hour flip upside down roller coasters, that's a family attraction. So it kind of differs. You got if it's a petting zoo, that's a kid attraction. It's a regular zoo, where you got, I don't know, sharks and stuff like that. All right, cool. That's a family attraction. Look, chum getting thrown in the water, family attraction. Only fish, no sharks, no whales, no barracudas, no piranhas. That's a kid attraction. So just throwing it out there. So those are the four segments that we're gonna play around in, and then it helps, okay? Which actually takes me to my first story segue is I got somebody at my job. I'm not gonna say her name, Tara, but she had a great idea. She said, tell the people to tell their people to find out about communities and stuff so I can get this out to Torontoans or whatever, you know. So she was like, hey, why don't you get on Facebook, click this, click that, get the foundation so you can send it to the people. Oh my goodness. And I told her, I said, I'm gonna put you in the third episode because I ain't gonna lie to you. That helps me. Because everybody's like, yo, where is it? I'll watch it. I don't want you to watch it. Matter of fact, for all of you who are probably watching it, and I didn't want you to watch it, you don't live in Toronto. Anyway, but that ain't the point. If you know something about Toronto, let me know. Don't Google and then send me, oh, I found this on Google. We probably Googled it. Thanks. Appreciate it. I need the secret stuff, the hidden gems. Okay? All right. So now let's move over to the restaurants. Because like I said, we're gonna talk about restaurants. We're gonna hit them. We're really gonna hit them. But I need to keep a reference of sorts because somebody pointed out to me that you got to make sure you explaining it through like the dollar amount or whatever. So we got four tiers, okay? And this is in Canadian dollars. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's in American dollars. But I'm saying it in Canadian, so it's cool as long as it sticks in this realm in Canadian. So four of us eating, whatever. If it's $25 per person is what we'll average with the start to finish per person. That's $100 Canadian. We'll say $100 American, which I don't know what that translates to, but I know it's a little bit more. If it's that, that's $1 sign. So whenever you say, hey, go here, it's great, and I can't find it online, I may say, what's the price range? $1 sign is under $100 Canadian or American, don't care. All right, because whatever the conversion rate is, I'm still cool with that. If it's 100 American, all right, then that means it's like one whatever. If it's 100 Canadian, that's cheaper in American, which means it still falls under that for me. So it's cool. $1 sign under $100. Okay. All right. $2 signs. $2 signs is between 100 and 150. We kind of want to stick with American, but again, do it Canadian. It doesn't matter because either way, I'm just trying to find a place to put it in the hierarchy of what's going on. So if it's between 100 and 150, that's a $2 sign. All right. So the $1 signs, I'm thinking quick eats, breakfast, little snacky places, food trucks, stuff like that. $2 signs, somewhere casual, sit down, get something to eat. Now, $3 signs. $3 signs is from 150 to 200. 200. 200, whatever. And that is, I guess, again, in American or in Canadian, but it's just so that we can stay around that price range. Because to me, I asked the wife, I say, hey, how much is a lot to spend going out to eat for us? She was like, all of us? I said, yeah. She said, without tip? I said, yeah. She said, 200. All right. Said, over 200 is a little too much. She said, unless it's really, really good. Okay, because she brought up some examples, and I was like, yeah, you got a point. Maybe it wouldn't be a good thing after all. So anything past 200 is $4 signs, which means don't even tell me. Don't even tell me. Or just put the name of it and then put $4 signs. Be like, I'll be talking about this place. You'd be like, oh, you should try blah blah blah. $4 signs. You don't need to say nothing else. We probably won't Google it. We might. I don't know. But like the CN Tower, it was like $90 a piece for adults and like $50 a piece for kids. So when you're talking about 140 a swap, it's like 280. All right, 280 is expensive, but it's the experience you get. But we just did that city pass. I did the city pass. Oh, I'm gonna tell y'all if that's worth it too. But I did the city pass, but the city pass doesn't get you in the restaurant. And if you get tickets to the restaurant, you don't need tickets to the city pass. I mean to the CN Tower. And I'm like, well, that's silly. Plus the tickets that I just paid for, if I pay to go to that higher spot, then again, that was silly to get the city pass because it didn't save me anything. But anyway, that's not the point. Point is, tell you about the city pass once we get there. And then $4 signs over 200, cancel that. Don't even talk about it. Yeah, I mean, it's unnecessary. We don't want to spend that kind of money. But if you're talking about a place where it's like tomahawk ribeyes and you know what, they, that Salt Bay, they doing all of that. I mean, once again, just put it in there, put $4 signs, and we cool with it. All right, all right. Now, that being said, whew, let's talk about the game. All right. So we talked about the restaurants, Talked about the dollar signs. We talked about the attractions. We talked about the segments. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna jump into the game. One, because I need to explain some things so that you understand. One, last night, did you see that yesterday? I mean, not yesterday, Wednesday. So I said Scottie Barnes was gonna be over 22 or whatever I said. I don't remember. It don't matter. He didn't even play. He didn't even play. They mess around scratching before the game. Now I checked injury reports the night before. I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. I got it right here. I got it right here. Not only is Scottie not playing tonight, Bi ain't playing tonight. Hurdle still ain't playing tonight. It's like, all right, well, thank you for letting me know that. Now that I know, why is Toronto -2? Is it because they're at home? It's their first game at home? Okay. But let me just tell you this. They playing Boston. Boston running their regular squad out. And this is who we got coming out for us. We got Grady, Stockpot, Burt Murray, Boyles. We got Jamal. We got, I'm a cheat. Hold on. Ocha, and then Jonathan Mobo. Now, hey, I'm not saying they scrubs. I'm not saying that by any stretch. But you got them going. There's no Quickly starting. Okay. All right. No RJ Barrett starting. Okay. Bi and Scotty Barnes is on the injured list with Pirtle. Yet you got Toronto -2. Bad mojo. I'm not feeling that at all whenever they going up against the actual starting lineup for Boston. Boston gonna try to get up early so they can get out and sit out the rest of the game. It's gonna be garbage time. I'm not saying don't take Toronto -2. I'm telling you, Boston +2 sounds better, but I'm only going to give you one pick. And the pick I'm giving you right now, -110, the over under is 232. On DraftKings, don't ask me about somewhere else. I don't know. But it's 232 on DraftKings, -110. Bro, take the under all day. They've only went over that playing against Boston in a preseason game. I get this as a preseason game. None of the actual starters are starting. It's the backups getting their minutes in to show that they should be part of it. Now they gonna hustle, they gonna grind, but you're still going up against an actual Jalen Brown. You actually going up against the squad minus Tatum. That's going to be starting. So Derek White's in the lineup. He gonna be pulling up his threes and stuff. But as soon as they get a comfortable lead, they pulling out the starters. And then once there's a comfortable lead, they're gonna pull out the starters of Toronto. We about to see AJ Lawson tonight. You know what I mean? We about to see Jamal battle probably the whole second half. Not Jamal, excuse me. Jameson battle. Yeah. We're gonna see him the whole second half. So we don't need to see all of that to see that there's no way we touching 232. I just don't see it. We hit 230 with the starters running without Scotty Barnes, but Bi draining them. Did you see the game? The boy, I would have thought he was a sharpshooter. I thought he was Duncan Robinson. You know what I mean? Or whoever no, not Reddick. Who was that one boy who hit threes? Kyle Korver. You know what I mean? You would have thought it was one of them. But it's all good. We finding it out. I'm telling you right now, with that lineup, you got Grady, Jamal, Collins, Stockpot, Murray Boyles. I'm gonna keep calling him Stockpot. Somebody said it from Toronto. I'm rolling with it because hey, we Raptors fans now. You know what I mean? Jonathan Mobo, yo, I'm not. That's the defensive structure. That's all defense right there. That's defense and nice setups. Pass the ball a lot. The possessions are gonna be minimal. I don't see it being a high arc of turnovers. So no, it's under 232. And I want the Raptors to win, so I'm not going to say not to get Toronto -2. But boy, if they win, I'm like, how? How? I don't see it. So here's what it is. That's just my thing. That's my take on it. Let's go through some other stuff that I saw on DraftKings. Okay. I saw that they had the over under for the Toronto team itself was 116 and a half. Hey, again, the only thing I'm telling you to do is take under 232. But I don't think they're gonna hit 117. Do you? Really? With Mobo, defense, a lot of offensive rebounds, maybe. I'll give him a couple of rebounds, but putbacks, that's gonna be rare and few. It's a lot of kickouts and stuff like that. Get you assists. No Quickly, so no speed. You got Shed. Shed does his thing. You know what I mean? He likes to run it up. Elijah Martin is gonna come off the bench and try to show what he can do now. He do okay on defense, but he a little run and gun, quick, try to get to the line type of stuff. They don't hit the free throws like you need to see it. I'm not an analyst, so don't look at me like I know exactly what I'm talking about, but I know the two games that I just saw. I know that it's time to see who else is going to earn some minutes. You got 21, 22 people on the roster. You got to get that bad boy down to 15. Yeah. Temple's about to take a spot for no reason. I mean, for good reason. He's the Udonis Haslam, I guess, moving forward. But you got 7 people who got to get cut, so you got to find out who it's going to be. You got certain ones under contract, you know they ain't going to get cut, let's be honest. But you got the ones who got to earn that spot. Elijah got to earn that spot. So we'll see what happens with that one. Now, talking about the last game, hey, Grady Dick look a lot better. Murray Boyles is doing his thing. It don't look like he's scared of anybody, so that's a plus. But Boston, I think they just won their last game. I really wasn't watching them because I watched the Raptors. I'll look at a score just to see how it is, but I ain't digging like that. I'm good. We good. We don't need to see all of that. It's just one of those things. So first things first, probably gonna see me recording with a different thing, even though I ain't got no problem with this. Like, I don't care what I look like. As long as you give me some suggestions. Tell me what's going on in Toronto. Look, boy, I told you 44 years old, it's done, boy. I'm old, you know. Um, Talk to you about what Tara said, figured out the thing where I find out you let me know what you can tell me about like the communities or the Facebook places I can go to. Cause really we can just stop this. You can just tell me about the places that have the community pages. I can just go on there and ask people, like, tell me about the stuff, especially if it's big enough. Because I'm thinking, give me 200 people. If you got a Facebook or maybe not even a Facebook, just like a group where I can go and chat with like 250 Toronto people, yeah, hey, that sounds good to me. You know what I mean? Then I can just talk to myself for the rest of this time. Well, whatever. I'm not buying an $80 microphone. My son said you can barely hear me, so I might need to do something else. But again, hey, this is strictly to get the suggestions. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'll keep doing this. I mean, listen, if I go through 82 games, no suggestions, I'm gonna hang it up. If I go through 82 games and got 2 suggestions and it was good, I'm doing this again. That's just what's gonna happen. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do this every year. I can't wait. As long as I get some suggestions. Like if you come on and you like, hey, you ever thought about trying Ripley's Aquarium of Canada? I'm like, you don't think that was one of the 10 things they said? Like, I don't need you to tell me about that. I don't need you to. Oh, and another thing, side note, going back to the attractions, family, sightseeing, all this other stuff. I don't know where we're gonna put stuff like Kensington Market, St. Louis Market. I don't know what that would fall under. To me, those are just grocery stores with mini delis in them, right? So, like, is it an attraction? The distillery, maybe that's an attraction that would be sightseeing, or maybe you call it family because we're gonna eat. You know what I mean? Or maybe we put it on the restaurants. I don't know if there's anything else in them. We'll find out as I keep digging deeper into the places before the season starts. But we'll just figure that out as we go. You know what I mean? So we did the restaurant, we did the attraction conversation segment of this, and then we did the game. 232, definitely under that. The other ones that you can do if you like, but I wouldn't say it. The game yesterday, Wednesday it was pretty cool. I'm sorry that Scottie Barnes didn't play, but I learned my lesson. I'm checking the lineup literally an hour before the game. So you don't have BI, you don't have Scottie Barnes, and you don't have Pirtle. And then when I looked at the lineup for tonight, which you can get on NBA.com, when I looked at the lineup tonight, they starting Grady Dick, Jamal Shed, Jonathan Mobo, Colin Stockpot, Mary Boyles, and one more person, Ochai Abaji. So with that being the starting lineup, you already know that's the reserves. So I don't know why you would think it'd go over 232, but we'll see. All right. So we gonna be done with this one. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. He didn't film tonight because he in debate. Yeah, he in debate. And he likes to debate with his mama and his daddy all the time about everything. Doesn't matter what. But it's okay. Anyway, so I appreciate y'all. Appreciate your time. You do your thing. I'm gonna talk to you next game. All right. All right. I think so.